The older I get, the more I really truly believe this government is all about fakery and keeping people in the dark about whatever's going on out here. And one of the things they are masters of is fudging numbers. And we know any number that this government gives you, you can best believe it's an undercount. It is notorious for them to do this. So this came out in the LA Times, and I've done stories on the homeless. And believe me, we don't have no shortage of our homeless here in New Jersey, although this story is about California. So this is the LA Times, October 7th, 2019. Are many homeless people in LA mentally ill? Yeah, the big majority of them are. New findings back the public's perception. Mental illness, substance abuse, physical disabilities are much more pervasive in Los Angeles County's homeless population than officials have previously reported. Times analysis has found. The Times examined more than 4,000 questionnaires taken as part of this year's point in time count and found that about 76 of individuals living outside on the streets reported being or were observed to be affected by mental illness, substance abuse, poor health, or a physical disability. Now, you see mental illness out there. How many of them are mass shooting? Okay, mental illness is not what this country tries to describe it as. The Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority, in which conducts the annual count, narrowly interpreted the data to produce much lower numbers in its presentation of the results to elected officials earlier this year. The agency said only 29% of the homeless population had either a mental illness or substance abuse disorder, and therefore 71% did not have a serious mental illness and or report substance use disorder. The Times, however, found that about 67% had either a mental illness or a substance abuse disorder. Individually, substance abuse affects 46% of those living on the streets, more than 3 times the rate previously reported, and mental illness, including post-traumatic stress disorder, affects 51% of those living on the streets, according to the analysis. The homeless services authorities did not dispute what the Times found. Either Heidi Marson, the agency acting executive director, explained that its report was in a format required by federal guidelines, leading to a different interpretation of the statistics. We're acknowledging that there are more layers to the story, Marston said. The Times analysis aligns with the national study released Sunday by the California Policy Lab at UCLA, which found even higher rates in those categories. And, also, ladies and gentlemen, many of us have encountered homeless people, and we know they are mentally ill. You can clearly see it. And you can sometimes even clearly see that they have drug abuse issues. Those things are pretty obvious. For them to undercount that is kind of laughable. It also found that mental health concern affecting 78% of the unsheltered population and a substance abuse concern, 75%. The findings lend statistical support to the public's frequent association of mental illness, physical disabilities, substance abuse with homelessness. But neither the UCLA study nor the Times analysis suggest that these disabilities and health conditions alone cause people to end up on the streets. Elected officials And researchers largely agree that California's affordable housing crisis and poverty are the primary drivers of homelessness. They're out there for many reasons. Rather, both the analysis and the study illuminate a population struggling with complex mental health conditions and physical disabilities that interact with growing worse as people remain outside. Both data sets found mental and physical impairments to be far more prevalent among those living on the streets than in shelters. The Times found that 50% of unsheltered people had two disabilities at the same time, and 26% had three all at once, a condition known as uh, trimorbitality trimorbidity. So a condition known as trimorbidity. Okay, well, that makes sense. You can have mental illness, you can have a physical disability, and a drug abuse. So those are three conditions. I mean, they don't have to just be drug abuse and mental illness. I mean, what if they have even more than that? You just don't know. UCLA researchers found that trimorbidity in half the population they studied. The UCLA study also found that among those who had been homeless for more than 3 years, 92% had a physical health condition, anything from cancer to abscesses. Yeah, well, I can see, if they're not cleaning themselves every day, I can definitely see the abscesses. I can. So from cancer to an abscess. Wow. I want to get down to this chart right here. So it's showing you right here the Times analysis of conditions among the unsheltered homeless population, health condition, 47% substance abuse, 46% mental illness, 34%. Physical disability, 29%, PTSD, 17%, development disability, 7%, and traumatic brain injury, 6%. Wow. She added that housing is crucial, but it won't alone solve these very deep medical, mental health, and substance abuse issues. No, but getting them off the street should be the first step. Okay, it's too many for you to keep ignoring. And even around where I am, it's just, they need to get these people off the streets. It's not safe. It's not safe for them, and it's not safe for anybody that lives around these people. It's not safe for children. They need to get these folks off the street. And America, if they gave a damn about people in this country, they would have done it by now. I've never seen them put forth a hard effort to get these people off the streets. This was going on. I can remember things like this when I was a child. And we would be on the streets and see the bums out there, and you would see the bag ladies out there. And they never put forth a really strong effort to get these folks off the streets. And you see now they're still not doing it. They're just looking at these people, complaining that they're there, but not really doing a damn thing. That's why it's growing and getting out of control like it is in California and all over the country. But please tell me what you think, y'all. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.